Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The calendar says it's July 16th, but it feels like Groundhog Day in the United States Senate. A little more than 3 months ago, this subcommittee held a hearing to explore allegations of anti-conservative bias in the tech industry. My friends on the other side were critical of witnesses from Facebook and Twitter. They claimed a vast conspiracy to silence conservative voices. After listening to some of the comments from that hearing, you might think that some liberal mastermind sits at the controls of those platforms, looking at 510,000 Facebook posts and 350,000 tweets posted every minute, and removes anything that might align with the Republican Party platform. I repeat now what I said then. Claims of anti-conservative bias in the tech industry are baseless. Study after study has debunked suggestions of political bias on the part of Facebook, Google, and Twitter. In June of this year, The Economist released the findings of a year-long analysis that ran on search results on Google's News tab. It found no evidence that Google biases its results against conservatives. In April, Media Matters completed a 37-week study into alleged conservative censorship on Facebook. It found that right-leaning pages actually outperformed left-leaning pages in terms of overall interactions with users. Earlier this year, Twitter performed a 5-week analysis of tweets sent by all members of the House and Senate. It found no statistically significant difference between the number of times a tweet by a Democratic member is viewed as compared to a tweet by a Republican member. One of our witnesses, Professor Francesca Tripodi, has done her own research in this area, and she found no evidence that Google censors conservative content either in its main search product or on YouTube. In fact, she has found that conservative commentators like Mr. Prager, another of the witnesses today, are extremely adept at optimizing their content for Google's search engine, allowing them to capture massive audiences. Undeterred by this evidence, here we are again. 3 months after that initial hearing with Facebook and Twitter, it is now Google's turn to be raked over the coals. Google will be accused of political motives for some common sense actions that are entirely within their rights. Just like we saw at the president's so-called, quote, social media summit last week, President Trump invited a rogues gallery of social media's leading racists and conspiracy theorists to hear about supposed censorship by tech companies. But none of these people had actually been banned from any platform. Each remains free to use the megaphone social media provides to spread their messages of conspiracy and hate. This tilting at windmills comes at a cost. Fears of being tarred as biased have made tech companies hesitant to deal with the real problems of racist and harassing content on their platforms. According to a report by Vice, Twitter is afraid to use the proactive, algorithmic approach it uses to remove ISIS-related content to rid the platform of white supremacist content. The reason? Twitter is afraid it might also catch content posted by Republican politicians. YouTube dragged its feet before taking any action against conservative commentator Steven Crowder, despite being informed of Crowder's 2-year homophobic harassment campaign against journalist Carla Maza. When YouTube did finally take action, it took the half measure of removing advertisements from Crowder's videos rather than removing him from the platform entirely. Browbeating the tech industry for a problem that does not exist also draws attention away from the real problems with Google and other tech companies. Last month, a New York Times investigation found that YouTube's recommendation engine served as a roadmap for pedophiles to find videos of younger and younger girls, sometimes as young as 5 or 6 years old. That followed a Wired report on the way pedophiles use the comment section of YouTube videos to identify and share videos of children. A recent Wall Street Journal investigation found that YouTube is overrun by videos pushing fake claims for cancer cures. This is after YouTube stoked the flames of the anti-vax movement to the point that measles has returned to this country. Another New York Times feature documented the radicalization of a young man who followed YouTube's recommended videos down an alt-right rabbit hole. Google is a big, successful company. It employs some of the smartest people in the country. There is no question in my mind that it can solve these problems, real problems. Unfortunately, as long as we're busy making Google defend itself with clear and convincing evidence, no less, from bogus claims of anti-conservative bias, it has no incentive to address these real issues. I'm hoping another of our witnesses can shine some light in this area. Andy Parker is the father of journalist Allison Parker. Allison worked for CBS affiliate WDBJ in Roanoke, Virginia. In August 26, 2015, she and her colleague Adam Ward were conducting a live interview when they were attacked by a gunman. Allison and Adam died at the scene. Video of the shooting quickly spread on social media, including Google's YouTube. For the past 4 years, Andy has sent letters to Google. He has met with Google. He has flagged videos on YouTube. He has begged and pleaded that these videos come down. Despite Andy's efforts, you can still find video of the tragedy on YouTube to this day. And I want Google to tell us why that is. I look forward to hearing from Andy. His work to shine a light on Google's failures honors Allison's memory. It also provides a great public service, as I hope this subcommittee, the full Judiciary Committee, and the Senate writ large start to focus on the real problems presented by the tech industry and demand action. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.